Hey, I'm Chris Velasco with the Washington Post Help Desk. I'm here in town for CES 2022, which is easily the strangest and emptiest and potentially most fraught CES I've been to since I started covering the show like 10 years ago. But as they say, the show must go on. So since I'm here anyway, I thought it might be nice to give you just a quick taste of some of the weirdest and potentially most interesting things we've seen at CES so far. Now, the last thing I expected to have to do when I got to CES this year was change my clothes on the show floor, but that's exactly what happened when I discovered a booth by a Spanish company called OWO. They have developed a sort of smart haptic feedback garment. In this case, it's like a skin-tight vest that's loaded up with electrical muscle stimulators. And as those stimulators get activated in different combinations and at different intensities, they're meant to give you the sensation that you're, among other things, falling through the air or being surrounded by bugs, or at least in one case that they tried out with me, getting shot by a drone a lot. Really bad at that game. As the metaverse transitions from this weird buzzword into a thing that we might actually all have to spend time in, people seem to want the ability to connect with each other physically, shaking hands, hugging each other, and the company believes that by making this kind of haptic suit a little more accessible and available now to people who want to try developing software for it, they could maybe help give people that experience once we all jump in the metaverse. CES is also a show that's really into its TVs and its screens, and my favorite sort of home entertainment device I've seen so far doesn't really have either of those things. It's Samsung's Freestyle. It's a tiny projector that'll cost you about $900 when it launches later this year. It's adorable. It throws a image onto a wall that can be as large as 100 inches at full HD or 1080p if you're keeping track of that kind of thing. But what's really interesting about it to me are the sort of weird use cases Samsung has devised for it. This thing is obviously going to do a pretty good job inside your house, but if you wanted to take it outside, a forthcoming battery add-on will let you play a movie at that full size for up to 2 hours before needing another charge. And if you really wanted to, another accessory will let you plug this thing directly into a light bulb socket, so you could potentially hang one above your dinner table. And in my case, I would use that to project an image of good food on top of the food I've actually made. Maybe it's time to start hosting dinner parties. Now, if I'm honest, as much as I've loved seeing and talking about the gadgets we've just discussed, one already did kind of steal the show from me. After I'd had a long day of running around and trying to get people to talk to me about their unvarnished opinion of CES, I found Amigami Ham Ham, a robot created by Yukai Engineering, a company that you might not know by name, but you've almost certainly seen one of their products on the internet, Cubo, the sort of robotic cat butt with a tail that flops around. This time, they're back at CES with Amigami Ham Ham, a robot that when you put your finger in its mouth will sort of gently nibble on it. That's a little less weird than it sounds. The two versions of Amigami Ham Ham I saw were a little dog and a little cat, and the CEO of the company told me that some people really enjoy the sensation of being nibbled on by cute animals or babies. And for people who don't have easy access to either of those things, Amigami Ham Ham is there for you. Now, if you're into this kind of thing, you probably already know that there are few things in this world that are more disappointing than uninspired chewing. But when you put your finger in Amigami Ham Ham's mouth, a set of hamgorithms, and I'm not kidding, hamgorithms are used to define multiple different biting patterns, so it should always feel at least a little different. Could I tell? No, not even a little bit. But after the day that I had, it's kind of exactly what I needed.